Okay, welcome back to Rome and video games. Rome, I don't think I've read this. Chaos. Rome is in turmoil. Bella Felix and his brigands have moved closer to the city and may have even secretly broken in. The Senate is in shambles. Senators shout each other down, and when that doesn't work, they appeal to Severus to exile each other. Even a few Praetorians dare to disobey. Street fights break out with no warning in all city districts, and crowds rioted in the Forum yesterday. Saturnalia. The Roman winter festival begins later in the month. It is a very chaotic festival with much merrymaking and goodwill. An animal is slaughtered as a sacrifice to their god Saturn. I am told that originally the festival celebrated the winter solstice, and Saturn was celebrated as the god of seed sowing. Typical of the Romans to stray so far from nature and end up in the bottom of an amphora of wine. So, apparently, we need to get a key for the thing. Is it this? Yeah, there has to be some kind of a key for that. I don't know where exactly it says the date. I don't understand. And apparently this is gonna be in a bit. Well, I don't know where you get the date from. I guess you get the date from the scrolls all talking about the winter solstice. Chaos. The upper side disorder of the Saturnalia has come early this year. The upside down. Commotion and upheaval rule the streets. Severus has stepped up martial law. Shooting stars light up the night sky, bringing bad omens for the future. Blue and red orbs are seen on the horizon before sunset. I cannot see the future clearly. My visions are a jumble of fire and exploding stars. Random muffled voices and screaming beasts. What lies ahead? From sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. Or at some dates that I wrote down, I don't really understand. From the Praetorian prefect, the attempt last night to burglarize the aurarium at the Temple of Saturn has been successfully thwarted by the detachment of the vigilers who were on duty patrolling the Forum and its neighborhood. Long sentence. The officer in charge spotted some signs of suspicious activity around the buildings and took swift and immediate action, which, even though it failed to apprehend the miscreants, did prevent nonetheless a major disaster. The criminals made a hasty retreat and were pursued to the boundaries of the city, at which point they dispersed with the help of their accomplices among the locals. The full-scale investigation is already underway. I mean, that kind of sounds like Lucius just making some friends and running in the city, but who knows, running them out, I don't know. Missing. Where is Sanctus? I search for him in all the places I dare. If I could only find Tertullian, perhaps he would know where Sanctus is. Tertullian, along with many others, has gone into hiding in this chaos. Martial law has been stepped up, and I fear Sanctus may have been arrested or worse. I can't bear to think of him sitting in a prison cell or lying hurt or dead bleeding in the streets. Peril. Although the rains continue and there is widespread flooding, the water level in the Cloaca Maxima remains dangerously low. There is always the possibility of a gas explosion, but this time of year the threat is especially high. If the sewage is not sufficiently washed out of the cloaca, then the gas builds up. One spark from a flame and ... From the Praetorian Prefect, there is every reason to believe that the Aurarium robbery was masterminded by the notorious leader of brigands, Bulla Felix, who had earlier been inaccurately reported dead or missing. So far his gang, despite its criminal activity, was threatened with toleration due to the Emperor's habitual leniency and because it was nothing but a minor nuisance. This latest offense, however, makes it imperative to end their activities once and for all, and it must be confidently stated that in the near future they will be arranged and put to death. Meanwhile, the stolen gold is replaced from the Emperor's private purse. Another crime. There was a break-in at the Aurarium Saturni, and a quantity of gold was stolen. The Aurarium is the state treasury, not to be confused with the Emperor's private purse, the Viscus. During the Republic, it was administered by the elected quaestors, and now by the appointed prefects, no less ink-stained. There is a good view of the Aurarium from the top of the Arch of Severus. Calamidas may have watched all comings and goings downstairs before he struck, and they still do not publicly recognize his existence. Soldiers march everywhere. People are arrested for no reason. Those who resist are viciously beaten. Fires burn in all districts of the city. You can see the flames at night and smell the dying cinder in the day. Rumors fly that my old friend Bella Felix and his brigands are near the city. Some people say he has even breached the city gates and strolled at night undetected in the Imperial Gardens. Yeah, I mean, of course, the Imperial Gardens, that's where you would go. But this is very close to the date I'm looking for. Some string around the ankles. Visions. I saw it before it happened. A break-in at the Aurarium, the state treasury of Rome, in the Temple of Saturn, but I couldn't see the villain. Within the temple is a hollow ivory statue of Saturn that is filled with oil. The god's feet are shackled with woolen bonds that are removed at the Saturnalia. The villain watched from the top of the Arch of Severus, and then he committed his crime in the Aurarium. Just like Lucius said. Wait. Let's just check this out for a bit, right? No, not like this. Let's go up the arch. Let's see what's up. It's like this temple. 80. This date is exactly the next day. Who knows what's happening here? Don't think anything changed though. Celebration. The coming Saturnalia will only increase the chaos. The festival of license and transgression lasts for a week. All order is abandoned and the world is turned upside down as masters wait on their slaves and a common man is hailed as a mock king. Order is restored at the end of the week, but this year it feels as if the pandemonium will last forever. The Winter Festival. The Saturnalia begins in 9 days. Right. I have always been embarrassed by the abandon and license exhibited by Romans during this festival. And the crowning of the false king also smacked of treason to me. But this year I do not feel I will be so disturbed by it. The emperor has its flaws. Why couldn't a commoner have imperial power, if only for a week of merriments? Let's look around a little bit. I think it also has to do with this door. Right? Very good. New worries. I feel unsafe in my city these days. People's tempers are short and for no reason Quintus has stopped speaking to me. There is also a danger of a gas explosion, especially this time of year. There is little water flood and the water level in the sewers can become dangerously low. Gas can build up in the Cloaca Maxima if the water flows isn't sufficient to keep the waste flowing. Calamitis. Rome is abuzz with news of a new break-in at the state treasury, the Aurarium. In the Temple of Saturn, the authorities blame Bolla with his brigands and issue empty threats. I have often watched from the top of the Arch of Severus as the prefects appointed by the emperor came and went from the temple. It stands very high on its podium because of the slope of the Palatine Hill. The columns are of grey and rose granite. So what is it, like 8 more days? 7 more days? Six more days. Amid the chaos. A large amount of gold was stolen from the Aurarium, the state treasury. In the Temple of Saturn, the economy could be seriously upset if enough billion were stolen. The temple is the oldest building in the Forum. A pair of scales is kept there in memory of the time when payment was made by weight. The Aurarium is accessed under the steps of the temple. The best view of these steps is from the top of the Arch of Severus. Voices in the wind. I don't socialize much these days, but I still hear rumors on my walks. The Aurarium, where the Empire's gold is kept, at the Temple of Saturn was broken into. On the gable of the temple are tritons blowing trumpets. Some very beautiful marble and colored granite are used in the building. I have often sat at the top of the Arch of Severus and admired the temple from above. It's such a lovely view from high up above the chaos of the Forum. What? It actually opens? I'm not sure if that's because of the date. It's so weird. Because... I think it is because of the date though. But it's very peculiar because you can click here. It just goes over there. Or you can click here. It's so weird in the game, you never know what anything does. So we can have a 4-letter word. Right? These are arrows. I don't know what I'm supposed to put in here. So all of these have the same letters on them. Oh yeah, I was supposed to put in a date, right? It's supposed to be a date. Temples, Festivals, Fantio. Customs. Not so useful information over there. But apparently, let me just read this. Apparently, so I could just read this. There's some notes that I'm using that tell me exactly what is going on here. So you're in the home stretch now. You'll see references in the scrolls and acta to the robbery of gold from the Aurarium, but you won't be using the same entrance as you did for the weights puzzle in May. Go underneath the stairs of the Temple of Saturn and click on the vault door there. The combination is: go to the top of the Arch of Severus using the stairs at the end of the Lucas Cartius tunnels. Only when you get out, turn around again and you'll see a staircase going up. At the top you'll see a gold circle and batons, as well as a graffiti saying Q-May. Q-May was conquered in the year CLXV. As you'll see from the inscription on the golden mouse stone near the Aurarium vault door, go to the planetary map and get the ring of Saturn. So apparently somewhere we need to see the word Q-May, and that actually means that we have to. From that we have to figure out that the date There's some graffiti somewhere they're talking about. What? Oh, it's here. It wasn't here before. You may. So that's pretty clear that that's a new thing to do. I mean, they were saying a whole lot of times that I should be standing on this arch, right? That's exactly what I did, but then it wasn't here yet. So apparently this you may is now a new thing. I don't think I can interact with these things. I would have found that if I only knew, right? Also, I think they were doing some kind of a weird explanation how to get there. But you can also take this shortcut. You don't have to go through. I guess it's just easy that you line up with that tunnel. I mean, it's really weird as well. Like, you could click here, or you could click here, or you could click here. If you click here, you don't just get over here. But if you click here, you can totally just go to this place. It's not... And when you click here, it's basically the same thing as the other place, right? So we'll just have to put in our answers. Okay, that's not where we want to be. Navigating Le Rome. I can't click over there at this point. We have to go from this side. Then click on the door. So the QMA was constructed in C. CDIV X. It's a bit weird how this rotates around, but I guess it's not weird. Maybe I'm just weird. CLX. Then we just spam that one. I guess it's not too many combinations there. You could trial and error it. Let's take the Ring of Saturn then. Stellae Errantes. It's pretty incredible how they have like the whole thing. They didn't take all the golds. I guess that the gold has been replaced by the Emperor's golds. Like, the Emperor doesn't seem like that bad of a man then. I don't know. In some ways he's not, but what do I know about anything? Obviously now we're gonna use the ring on the door, right? What's this? I don't know if I can click anywhere. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess if you put it in the right place, it works. I don't know what we're making here. Tassat. I have no idea. Rotas? Opera. Opera! This has to be right? Rotas, opera, tenet. Opera, rotas. Did we do it? No idea, man. What? There's more letters. I don't think I can reset this. I also don't think there's more than one solution. Well, we might just read this. Go to the planetary map and get the ring of Saturn. We did that. Go out and up Saturn's front stairs. We did that. Click on the ring. It appears on the door, which open when you click on them. To the left is an anagram palindrome puzzle. Solve it by picking up each letter and running it over the board until it magically appears in several places. Or enter from top to bottom, left to right, rotas, opera, tenet. A repo. Saturn. Go to the statue. What you will do will determine the ending of the game. Ah. So you can either ignore the statue or you can click on the panel beneath the statue to open it slightly. And then you can use the X to break the panel open. Right, we'll just do that. It has to do with the different endings if you do this or don't do this. There's a poem. Dot dot dot. The door of the four elements. Dot dot dot. Of 2 oaks, an ash, 2 pines, and a fear. Dot dot dot. Behind lies the secret. Dot dot dot. I mean, they're highlighting this. Top right one. At this point. I guess the axe is lost. Let's see, what are we gonna do now? So we can either ignore the statue or do the X thing, and then we enter the end game, right? Must be done before calendar of January. I mean, I find it kind of nice to have detailed out description of everything, because even in the beginning I was like solving puzzles, I didn't know what the solution was. Like I could probably show you that right here. Let's see, let's just go back a few puzzles, right? Let's just actually figure out what's going on here. So when we're in this place, okay, so we know this puzzle. This is not this is not too complicated. It's just however farther away the weights are, the more they put force on the other side, right? So the farther away, you just multiply by 4 when you hang it here. So it's like 1 times 4. This is now equal in weight, so this should weigh 4. And we need to get a total of 35. So it's just a bit of figuring out however you're gonna get to 35. But then there's also the catch that one of the weights here is just not good. So apparently this weight is a quarter too light, so you need to add another 1. Then you just have 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 10. And then add another 9. I think this should work as the correct solution. Obviously we can't do this anymore because we've already done it. So that's one of the puzzles that we actually kind of know how to do and how it works and how it just does things. Also, we were told... No, this is just... well, use your eyes and you'll see that there's doors behind doors. Right, that's not that weird. I mean, I find it kind of fun. And then you just walk around here, trial and error your way, see where you can click until you find the pile of dirt, and there's where you need to dig with the shovel that you just found in the tunnel that we just came out of. So that's okay. And we have this puzzle, which is also pretty okay. You get also the key for another one. This is just some question which you can find in either of these scrolls somewhere, or you could trial and error that's no problem. Even this, I think Verania gave the solution for that one. You just go left on one and then right on one or something like that. I think that's the solution, and this is just a reset button. So that's not too bad. Then you have this one, the Temple of Vesta. You just had to know that the thing worked in a way that you just click on the things, you'll relight the fire, you open this thing, you just have to enter here calendar of March, and then however many days it's after the calendar of March, and then you get the right sunbeam directly on, you relight the fire. That's fine. So we know how that one works. You have the Temple of Julius Caesar. It's not too complicated as well. I mean, a lot of these scrolls and diaries told me how to do it as well. You just had to know that you had to be here. Then you had to have the thing to light the fire. It's rather straightforward how this physics puzzles work. Also, it's written on the wall there, so that's not too complicated. So those are things that we do understand. Right, it says it's written here on the wall, so we could have figured that one out. And we did kind of figure that one out without too much hints. That just opens up that again, and the doors are opened. It's just kind of weird, huh? Then there's the bath house. We know that the things shrink. I don't know why the door's not open here, but hey, who cares? So So we know how that works, because we had those clues that hot things expand, cold things shrink. So we make this rod that fit into place, and then we just pull in some valves, and then that's just perfect. I don't know why, however, I find this kind of a weird one. Like the water organ, it's just... I don't understand any of that. Like, why would you make it so that you have to do it very quickly? I guess you just have to click 3 times or something. No? Well, anyway, you've seen me do this enough times, so... I don't know if it works again anymore. Who knows? Who knows of anything anyway. But this one is just speed. I don't like that. Then what other puzzles did we have? We had the other one with the other side of this, right? That we did at the very beginning, in which I didn't know. Let's see, it's over here, I think. Like, I didn't know why the number is 23, it was? And then we had Sinister Dexter just telling us left and right. So, left and right is pretty straightforward, so... Let's just read about this one. Let's see if there's a clue about this one. There's just how to pick up all the notebooks. Scrolls. Getting all the scrolls. And then... Gordian's Strongbox. Find the key, which we did. Let's see, let's just read this. Find the key to Gordian's Taberna. Gordian tells in his scrolls of finding a mysterious document, possibly belonging to Sanctus. On Gordian's desk in the tabularium is a notebook with Castor and Pollux written on it. Turn the pages to find a key. Click on it. It will automatically go into your storage cabinet. Find Gordian's Taberna. Go to the alley on the west Basilica Julia side of the Temple of Castor and Pollux, where you find a locked green door. Click on the key in your storage cabinet to open the door. The key remains in your storage cabinet in case you want to go back. You'll see a strong box with a combination lock and 2 other closed wooden boxes. Open the strong box. Enter XX111 on the strong box by turning the wheels so the numbers appear in the second set from the top, leaving the last number blank. Clue to number. Gordian has a hidden scroll for ADX Kel February. This scroll doesn't unfurl on that date. And if you click on the furled scroll on ADX Kel February, you get his previous scroll for ADX111 Kel Feb, called the Nag. Notice though that on ADX Kel February, the upper right corner of the Nag scroll is turned down, indicating another scroll after it, click on the corner and you'll find a scroll entitled Security Precaution with a picture of a column, a circle over the column, and a number at the right. Point at the small circle at the bottom of the large circle and drag it down until it reaches the bottom of the column. A right angle appears and number changes to 23. If you're past 80x Cal February, Gordian's next scroll is an inconvenience 187 Cal February, and you can flip backwards to a security precaution from there. Press the button to open the box, then pull the right lever. Sinister is left. This opens the box on the left. Pull the left lever and go to the third box. Pull the right lever. Dexter is right, and go back to the strong box. There you will find a partial list of ways in which Rome can be destroyed, presumably written by the Calamites. This is a preview of the acts of sabotage you'll be investigating over the next year. Huh. Just find it weird how they're hidden stuff so like this. Like, let's see, Gordian. Like, it's all the way at the beginning of the calendar, February something. So many scrolls as well. If you don't, I guess if you don't notice these things, it's very sneaky. The nag. Then we have this, a security precaution. So this one was just hidden within the notes. I don't think I've read that one then. A security precaution. I based the new combination of my strongbox on the harmonic precaution. The harmonic proportions of the facade of my new building. The radius from the center of the circle defines the distance to the top of the pediment. The angle of the roof is key. Wait, what? So this is the 23 number, right? And because it has a square here, that's when you know you have the right one. Okay, but I could totally, of course, miss this because, yeah, it was just hidden. But hey, I think I'll stop here, and then the next episode we'll just go through a couple of things that I didn't understand as well before we proceed to the end. It's like, what other things do we have? I mean, some things were clear to me, so I don't think I need to go over them, but I'll just make a list of things and I'll just check them next time before we end the game. That would be, I think that will be the most interesting, instead of just saying, oh hey, I trial and errored it and it was just, we got the solution somehow, congratulations. We'll just actually look into what the logic is behind the madness, right? So, thanks for watching and goodbye.